Howdy folks, thanks for joining back. This is a 2-video day so far, and that's kind of cool, but I felt like I had plenty to share. This is Delta Tank here in my living room. It is labeled Delta D because it was the 4th tank we acquired and set up in here, and it's been going for months now, but has really it's just been coming into its own over the last little bit. We've treated these fish. Some have come out of quarantine and come in to join them. This is where I've got most of my tuxedos, guppies that is, and reds and rainbows, and they're pretty happy hanging out, kicking it in here. These little guys, as they the males, as they come up and chase a female, they'll do that little tail flutter thing and kind of show off their goods. But that's guppy flirt if you're a little boy guppy, and they're just cool. I love watching guppies. They're like the puppy dogs of the fish world. They're super friendly. They come to greet you. If you stick a net in the water, they'll literally swim in the water or in the net just to check it out. And even when cleaning and siphoning water, I have to be careful because they're just so curious and inquisitive and kind of fearless. Guppies are bred around people. They're like I said, the puppy dogs of the fish world, and I love guppies. I've got them in at least 3-4 tanks right now, 5 plus if you include the hospital. And along with them in here are some neons, and let's see, plant wise we've got some Java moss. There are some snails in here, and the snails, while I don't think of them as a pest, they do munch up Java moss. You can see a little bit of brown Java moss there, and over here somewhere they just strip the little leaves off of the moss. And a lot of folks will say, oh, snails won't eat your plants, they're just trying to get the algae on the moss. Well, yeah, but they eat the moss too, and they're not too bad with the water fern. This stuff is pretty fast growing and does very well. It's a column feeding plant, meaning it gets its nutrients from the water column rather than from down in the substrate like other plants. And anyway, going pretty good. I'm running a little hang on back filter with a pre-filter sponge. I would highly recommend this for any guppy folks. There aren't actually, you can't really see them too well, but there are some fry, some really young fry in that area. Gosh, I don't think we're going to be able to catch them. The camera's got too much other stuff that it's trying to pick up as it does its autofocus thing with fish swim. There, you kind of see them around the heater. Anyway, that's the first batch of baby guppies that have been born into this tank since we moved it here, and everything seems to be going pretty well. It's, as of just the last few days, sharing a timer light system with, let's see, this is Tank Echo, but it was, E used to stand for empty. This was my empty 55 gallon, and since it has been placed up here, it's got guppies in it too. Tank Alpha down here, doing some stuff with it. Had to work a little bit reinforcing this cabinet. You see the 2x6 screwed into the wall studs and 2x4s boxing in around this. That's to support the extra weight of that. The entire weight of that is being transferred now down by the wall studs and through this what was that, 3/4 inch sanded birch ply that you can see it's pretty hardy stuff. Like, it's not going to have problems vertically holding it. I just don't want it to sag, so I did a lot of reinforcement in there, and got this door off of here. I wasn't real happy with how it was fitting, but it's going to get modified a good bit. So I'll be trimming around, probably sanding around all this stuff, taking note of places where it's tight fitting, places where this stuff is tight up against the aquarium below it, because it's been here like 6 years without being repainted or anything. whatever, dropping some stuff. But yeah, we redid some stuff in here. So lighting changed. This air pump, I don't even know if you'll be able to see it. The air pump in there is now a shared pump between these 255s, and I'm getting way off track. I'm supposed to be talking about this tank. So hanging out down in here, these guys are doing really well. We just had babies in here for the first time. There are a couple young, but it's just doing really well. So happy to have it going. I hope soon to have maybe a 2-stage lighting system so that these tanks aren't just sharing like a light timer. They're going to have a something more akin to dawn to dusk, which is going to be a light or a timer that comes on early, and it's a much more dim light that each of these aquariums will have, because right now they don't have that sort of lighting. I moved a lot of that stuff to another aquarium, tank G, but these guys are all single stage bright lights right now. So we need dual stage. We need a dim light to come on, and then sometime after that, maybe an hour later, bright lights come on, run through the middle of the day, bright lights go off, but the dim lights stay on, and then click off. So that's the goal for all of this stuff. Plants are doing well, but we'll just roll right along. Hope these guppies stay healthy and happy. And if you like this sort of stuff, give me a like, subscribe, share. Guppies, rock on.